What's up, Bertini fam? So in today's video, I'm going to be removing the factory exhaust. I got a full exhaust system, so not just a slip-on, all the way up to the motor itself, so full headers. And then I'm going to also be installing a DynoJet Power Vision 3, so the PV3, and a Uni Filter in today's video.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. This way you can stay up to date with all the future episodes in my build series. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Okay, so first I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. This way you can hear what the factory exhaust sounds like. I'm not gonna leave it on too long. This way it doesn't get too hot since we're gonna be working with it. Now that we've added some exhaust fumes to my garage, I'm gonna go ahead and blow them out with my big old fan over there. And then we'll go ahead and start taking this apart and getting the factory exhaust off, getting the factory air filter off, and getting the DynoJet Power Vision installed on here. This way we can have the full tune. Keeping in mind, of course, ideally you should always tune this whenever you change out an exhaust because you mess with the air fuel ratios. In general, you should tune, in my opinion, any of these toys from the factory, even with the stock stuff. But then also too, we want to get some more performance out of this. So that's why we went with the full header setup. Now I am going to get everything weighed up for you guys. This way you have an idea of how much the entire stock system weighs versus the HMF Racing entire system. Or I should say the full system is what they call it. All right, so the factory exhaust is off. Show you right there. It took quite a bit of wiggling out. Now we got to get off the headers. Okay, so we got the factory headers completely removed out. As you can see here, everything, let me tell you something, those headers were a pain to take out, but we're gonna go ahead and unbox the new stuff now, and then get the new headers in. So as you can see here, I went with the HMF Racing Titan QS. This is their quiet air exhaust system, and I went with the full system, right? So I got the headers and everything. It came with the bracket, and it came with all the hardware needed. And I believe this is like a flash restrictor or something like that. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah. And then it comes with all of the hardware needed to mount this thing up. Now let's quickly go ahead and get this weighed up because I do want to get the weight on the factory series. So I want to get this quickly weighed up, and then I'm also, because these pipes look bigger, I'm going to go ahead and show the diameter of the inner piping. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go ahead and weigh up here is the exhaust portion. Comes in at 9 pounds 3 ounces. Next, I'll go ahead and weigh up the header pipes. So 1 pound, 4 ounces, and 1 pound, 6 ounces. So the header pipe together is 2 pounds, 10 ounces, plus the exhaust system was 9. So let's just say roughly, what is that? 11, almost 12 pounds, a little like mid 11s. I'll go ahead and put the exact weight in the description box below, but overall it's a pretty light system. Now we'll go ahead and weigh up the factory can. It threw an error, that's how heavy it is. Well, we're gonna have to weigh the can on a separate scale because that's how heavy it is. Well, let's weigh up the headers. So 4 pounds, 15 ounces just in the header pipes. Now let's bring out the big boy scale in order to check how much the canister itself weighs. All right, now that we got the big boy scale out, let's go ahead and weigh this thing up. 13 pounds, 4 ounces. So 17 pounds, what is that? Almost 18 pounds versus 11 pounds. So we shaved about 6 pounds off by switching to the HMF Racing Titan QS exhaust. Okay, so one thing I went and did is I ran to the local Ace hardware store to replace these lock nuts. So as you can see here, they're like extremely rusted up. And so I didn't want to put these back on, and I went and got some new nice ones. So shiny and new to replace these rusted ones. Now, what I typically like to do, especially when it comes to any of this kind of like exhaust piping stuff, is I like to loosely fit everything on first, and then afterwards tighten everything down once it's in the exact spot that I want to mount everything. So that's what I'll go ahead and do here. Now, something I almost forgot to do is to show you guys the inner diameter of the pipe to show you what difference it is between the factory and the HMF Racing. So the HMF Racing one is 42 millimeters. That's the inner diameter of this pipe. Now to get the factory one is 40 millimeters. So about two millimeters difference between the factory piping and the HMF Racing Titan QS exhaust, or I should say the header piping. After a lot of time, I mean, installing these headers probably took me a good 40 minutes, maybe 45 minutes to get installed, just because of the locations of everything and then how long it takes to really, I want to almost say force these things in. They are such a tight fit. Now, the manual itself actually says that they're a tight fit. Let me show you here. It says right over here, look, let me see, you can't see it in this light, but it says, look, some pushing and twisting may be necessary as this thing is a snug fit. Snug fit, understatement. It's way more than a snug fit, but we got everything installed. As you can see, everything is good with it. Let me see if I can get some focus in here. It's hard to focus in this area, but yeah, everything is installed. It came out good. I have to install the spring that goes here, and then we'll go ahead and get things buttoned back up. But yeah, it took a lot of shoving, whatever you want to call it, in order to get this thing to fit properly, but it came out good so far, so I am happy with it. All right, so exhaust is installed. It was a hassle to get this thing on, but either way, we got it done, which is great. I had my oldest son help me with it and putting it on. I think it came out looking really good though. Everything's buttoned up, so now we just got to get everything back together, the heat shield and everything back on, and then we're good to go and move into the next phase. Whoa. Look how dirty this thing is. Oh, that is bad. That's disgusting. I don't know if you guys can see that. That is losing performance. Not even sure this thing was ever changed. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it out really quick. Just blow some air into it, some compressed air, and then put the new Uni Filter in. Now, one thing to quickly note, if you go with these Uni filters, you do need to oil these. They do not come pre-oiled, and so highly recommend just purchasing some Uni filter oil. If you can't find any in your local like auto parts store or something, I'm assuming you could use any filter oil, like Can-Am's filter oil should be fine. It's just some sort of filter oil, like any filter oil at that should be fine. But obviously I would go with just the Uni brand if you have access to that, or you're watching this video before you do those mods, just go ahead and purchase some Uni filter oil. All right, well, as you can see, I got all the plastics on the bike back on. All I have left to do is to do the DynoJet Power Vision. So tune it tomorrow, and then we will start it up, let you hear what the full exhaust system from HMF Racing sounds like. We'll go, like I said, we'll get it tuned. I need to go to DynoJet's website and download the proper tune for this bike. And then we'll go ahead and take it outside and get a little bit of riding in, hopefully weather permitting, of course. Okay, so all we have left to do is to tune the bike now, since we changed the exhaust and the intake. And so I'm simply gonna pop this off right here. Okay, so now we have access to our port. Then we're gonna connect the DynoJet Power Vision 3. Now that it's securely plugged in, we will go ahead and turn on the bike. Now, you can mount this onto the bike and leave it on the bike, like leave it under the seat or something like that. I'm not going to, and so I'm literally going to just tune it and then put the tuner away like I do for my motorcycle. Now we're just gonna let the bike run through its course. Now, I do plan on purchasing another tune. I don't think I'm gonna keep this DynoJet tune, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I think we're just gonna try it out for now, see how the bike runs. But there's another tune that I've been considering, and so I'm gonna look into getting that tune here. But at least for today's video, we're gonna go ahead and go with the tune that's on the DynoJet Power Vision 3. All right, now the bike has the tune from DynoJet on it, so what we're gonna do is we'll go ahead and unplug the DynoJet Power Vision 3. We'll plug this back into its holster, and then we'll go ahead and take the bike out for a ride. This way we can see the benefits to all these mods that we did to the bike. One last thing I almost forgot to do is I'm going to turn on the bike for you guys. This way you can hear how the new exhaust sounds from HMF Racing, the Titan QS. So this is their quieter exhaust system. So something I immediately notice is that the bike is much more peppier. Watch this. And that's not even with me full throttling it. Look at this, even from any time I push it, it just goes. It's crazy how quickly it moves now. So I'll show you guys how quickly it launches. Man, it is crazy how fast this thing is. This thing really picks up now. This thing gets up. So I'm just going to show you guys really quickly. Obviously you can see it's in two-wheel drive mode. I'll just show you how quickly it can pull off. I'm not going to wheelie it, but just so you guys get an idea, right, how quickly it can launch. Oh, I tried not to wheelie it. this thing gets up there. The bike is actually running so much cooler now too after getting the tuning done. I mean, it just, you don't feel as hot with it anymore, which is awesome. It's a really good feeling to not have your legs burning off, you know, under it. I mean, it genuinely does feel really good. So yeah, let's wave high. All right, well, we're gonna do a rolling takeoff. I'll do a 20 pull so you guys can see how quickly it gets there. What? This thing is fucking fast. This thing is fast. Oh my gosh, it's getting quick. So I feel like I'm gonna have to get the clutch rebuilt. I feel some sort of slippage, or it feels like slippage, and so I think I might be losing some power because of that. All right, we'll go ahead and get another pull here right after this car comes. Anyways, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed these performance mods. If you have, do me a big favor, leave a thumbs up on this video, and if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button right now, just so you can stay up to date on my build series. Most importantly, make sure you're putting good energy out there into the world and you're paying it forward. I'll check y'all out later. Bye now.